of our Spiritualist hymnal. These are our declaration of principles that we recite at every Spiritualist service. We believe in infinite intelligence. We believe that the phenomena of nature, both physical and spiritual, are the expression of infinite intelligence. We affirm that a correct understanding of such expression and living in accordance therewith constitute true religion. We affirm that the existence and personal identity of the individual continue after the change called death. We affirm that communication with the so-called dead is a fact, scientifically proven by the phenomena of spiritualism. We believe that the highest morality is contained in the Golden Rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. We affirm the moral responsibility of individuals, and that we make our own happiness or unhappiness as we obey or disobey nature's physical and spiritual laws. We affirm that the doorway to reformation is never closed against any soul, here or hereafter. We affirm that the precepts of prophecy and healing are divine attributes proven through mediumship. Okay, we can put those aside for just a minute because we are going to sing again. But it's my honor and privilege to introduce our speaker and message minister today. Today, as always, we welcome Reverend Dr. Lewis Gates from the Casadega Spiritualist Camp as our speaker and message minister. He's an ordained minister, certified medium, healer, and teacher. He's completed courses of study at the University of Metaphysics and holds a doctorate degree in philosophy. He served as the pastor of the Colby Temple in Casadega, Florida for several years. He tried to escape once, but they lassoed him back in. He served several spiritualist churches in Florida, as well as spiritualist camps and churches in northeastern United States. He's co-author of the booklet entitled Where the Light Bends. So, in preparation for our speaker stepping forward, if you could stand once more and turn to hymn number 140, which is Peace Like a River. We will sing the first and second verse.
I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy like a fountain in my soul.
Okay, thank you for that. And definitely we welcome Reverend Lou Gates from Casadega.
Morning, everyone. I wanted to speak today about, I know we speak about spiritualism a lot in the spiritualist churches. I want to speak a little bit about how I see how spiritualism is evolving in our lives. As we move further up the path in spiritualism, it's not like it was in the 50s or the 60s or even the 70s. Spiritualism has evolved. Well, when we talk about spirit evolving on the other side, spiritualism has evolved to a higher connection. The veil, as you would say, would be thinner. But we always have all this information in our lives. There's all this connection of information that we get. And I treat information kind of like when you walk in a store and you get a whole pocket full of coupons. You kind of wander through the store and you look at a product and you don't really like it. It's like, ooh, don't like that. And you leave the coupon for somebody else, just in case they like what's on the shelf. We don't have to take everything. Everything does not have to fit our vibration. Not everything on the market, not everything in psychic development has to fit us. It doesn't have to fit. We take from what we are learning that fits us, what fits our vibration. Not because somebody says that is exactly what you should learn. You learn what you need to do for your vibration, because you are your own entity, your own vibration. You're not going to look at something and go, that's exactly, and everybody else will look at the same thing and go, that's exactly what it is. It's not. Because everybody will see it differently. Everybody will see the vibration in a different avenue. When I learned how to do mediumship when I was young, I learned a lot of modalities. A lot. But from those modalities, I took different things that I needed to make myself feel comfortable with my mediumship. Had my grandfather teach me how to do Indian smoke readings. I had my mother teach me how to do tea readings, tea leaf readings, coffee ground readings. I had people teach me how to do rock readings. But over the years, I've kind of learned different modalities on how to connect to spirit. Different modalities. There's not just one way to the spirit world. There's many directions to get there. So it's what works for your vibration. It's how you would perceive it. Even with healing, even with connecting to the spirit world through your healing guides. Not everybody's going to connect the same way. Not everybody's going to place their hands and feel the same thing. You might feel warmth in somebody's hands, the next person's hands you feel coldness or not that vibration, but that's how the energy is propelling through that individual. It's not because that person isn't attuned. It's just how they work with spirit. When we work with spirit, we're connecting to that entity on the other side, that spirit on the other side. Spirits do evolve on the other side. They come through from the spirit world to allow you to know who they are. If your mother passed to spirit and she's 80 years old, she might show me that she's 80 when she passed, but your mother is not 80 anymore. She's whatever age she thought she felt the best in her life. You're not going to go to the spirit world with a walker and a thing and a breathing machine and everything else and sit on the spirit side of life. You're going to go to the spirit world the way you feel the best about yourself. It's where you're going to be. It's our thoughts, our vibration of how we perceive our passing to spirit. It's not how we arrive, it's how we make the journey. How we perceive the journey to the spirit world. Many years, when I was young, I had passed the spirit. I've got probably 4 or 5 near-death experiences where I think the last time I passed the spirit, I was dead for 25 minutes. But the question was very simple. It is a journey there. It's what I believed at the end of my life that I should be able to see on the other side. There are many mansions on the other side that go to prepare a place for you. There's many places on the other side, many avenues to get to the spirit world. So it's how we perceive the spirit world, how we see it in our own vision. This is a journey. And I always try to explain to my classes, it's not the destination that you have to worry about. You're going to get there, kicking and screaming or hollering, whatever you want to do, and you're still going to get there. It's how you make the journey, how you perceive the journey right now. When we try to talk about abundance or abundance in our lives and what we need for our lives, everybody should be abundant. Everybody should have abundance in thinking. Abundance of everything you need in your life. Whether it's health, whether it's prosperity, whether it's relationships, it doesn't matter. We should have abundance and we should think in that direction. As spiritualists, we're not supposed to be poor and asking or begging. When I tell people we should ask for health when we're healthy, why should you ask for health when you're sick? Then you're begging for health now because you need it so badly, you need it. And your mind starts to play tricks on you. Doctor said you had a bad report. Everything's not working in the right direction, so now you have this whole this energy goes out from you, not as good as pure as it is when you're healthy. Ask when you're healthy. Ask when you have money, ask for prosperity. Don't wait till you're dead broke and thinking that, oh my God, I should ask for money now. Because your mind will play tricks on you. Ask Spirit for what you need at this moment in your life. What do you need? What do you need to propel within your vibration? Life is supposed to be this blessing of you being on the earth plane. You, out of all the people in the spirit world, all the hundreds and millions of people in the spirit world, you decided to come here. You decided to be on this earth plane. So you are like the forerunners, the ones running down the path, the scouts. As my guy Lucerne would say, you are the scouts, forging the path ahead so others can follow. You might think that your path is not something that somebody else should follow, but your path is what it needs to be for you. And whoever needs to follow the path that you're leading on will follow. Not everybody is going to follow you down the path. Not everybody's going to make like what the path you're on. But the path that you're on is for you. Don't second guess yourself all the time in your life. Don't second guess the communication from the spirit world. And I taught a class the other night. I told people, I said, you should learn to visualize in color. Start to force yourself to visualize in color. Visualize a symbol, visualize something in color. See what it feels like when you force something to appear in your vibration. Then when Spirit communicates with you, it's the things that appear in your vision that you had no conscious connection of attracting that. It just appeared in your thought or your vision. That is from the spirit world. When you force something to happen, then it's from you. But if you allow it to happen, just allow it to show up, then it is from the spirit world. And these are symbols, the alphabet I call it. Learning how to read the alphabet, how to read how spirit works with you. Some of you back here might think that red is a very bad color. It's not good. And others might have got a red car for Christmas, think it's the best thing in the whole world. Your vision of what that symbol means is different than somebody else's. When you allow yourself to figure out how you work, that's what I'm telling you, all the books, all the things on the market, isn't something you have to take every single book as gospel truth and oh my God. No, take what you need from each book, each vibration that you are attracted to, and make it work for you. How it works for you. Not because somebody said that is the way it needs to work. I've been in churches where mediums would tell people, this is the only way, this is it, follow this direction, or you can't be a medium. Really? Well, if you only follow that direction, then you get discouraged, and you get upset, you don't speak to spirit, then you leave the spiritual work, then it's a little bit of stuff on me because I have forced you out of the spiritual work because I told you had to walk in this direction, walk in this way. Walk in the way that fits you, fits the vibration for you. Listen to your higher self. Your higher self is always communicating with you, always, constantly. It's when we allow the communication to come through that allows us to come to a higher sense of consciousness. I've just been doing this for a while. I've been doing this since I've been 4 years old. I've been doing it for a while. So I've got a little bit of expertise in it, a little tiny bit, but I'm still learning. I'm still getting new information, new vibration from the spirit world. So you're never stopped in your learning as a medium, as a healer, or any modality in this connection to spiritualism. You never are stuck. You never finish learning. Because there's always something else to learn, something else more to put in your vibration. So when you're in this work, find your connection. Are you clairvoyant? Are you clairsentient? Do you hear spirit? Do you sense them? Do you feel them? What is going on when you have them? Or you just have a knowing. You're like, I know they're here. You just have a knowing. What is your vibration? How do you see that? When I see my father on the other side, he doesn't appear when he passed away. He appears when he was 20, 24 years old, not when he passed away. I know him as 23, 24 years old. That's how he appears to me. And a younger person, same as my mother, my grandmother, different people in the family, appear at a different age to me than they actually did when they passed to spirit. That's why sometimes people have a little hard time trying to figure out what the age of people are on the other side, because they change. They kind of redo their vibration. So you're trying to figure out, like, how old are you? What happened? I had a lady come to my office the other day. She was 93 years old, but she didn't look a day over 40. And I said, how old are you? She's 93. She says, but I've had a lot of work done. I've had a lot of work done. So sometimes we have a lot of work done. A lot of work in our lives. It's how you perceive it. Your vibration, your walk. When I learned mediumship, I learned it from most of my family members, a lot of spiritual teachers from spiritualist organizations, camps, places from all over the United States, my mother. I learned how to do different forms of vibrations of readings, color readings, tree readings, all kinds of stuff. But I don't say that, oh, I'm a tree reader, or I'm this, or I'm that, or I'm this. I'm a conglomerate of everything I've ever learned. And I balance it. I put it in perspective for me. I love it when people tell my class, I want to read like John Edwards. I want to read like James Van Braun, George Anderson. Oh, that's who I want to read like. You can't read like that. You can only read like you. Oh, I want to heal like Harry Edwards. Oh my God, Harry Edwards was a healer. Can't heal like Harry Edwards. You only heal like you. It's when you let that go, let that vibration of that understanding say, oh, I got to be like somebody else. And just be you. Just be your vibration. How Spirit's working with you, because that's how they're going to come through. Not because somebody else is drawing the energy towards you. You are going to draw the energy because of how you perceive it. We can read all the principles here in this book. And I've said before, when we read the principles in this book, on every service, we read the healing prayer, we read the principles in this book. Over all the years that Spiritualist organization has been open, those prayers have been read. And when you read these prayers, no matter where you are, during the day, whenever you read these prayers to your vibration, the healing prayer, there are hundreds and thousands of people on the other side reciting it with you because they remember the prayer. When you say a prayer or a vibration that has been said for years and years and years, people on the other side recite it with you when you say this. Where two or more are gathered. People have a connection with that. Two or more. Oh, I need another person. No, you don't. Your higher self and you. There's two or more gathered. But you got to get in touch with the higher self. You got to understand what the higher self is trying to tell you. But where two or more are gathered, there you are. Go, you need you. You need you unbalanced. A lot of people say that certain people are not balanced. They're a little unbalanced. But we can bring ourselves to balance because we have so much junk. Some of us just run to the store with a coupon book and we think that everything's on sale and everything we have a coupon for needs to go in the basket. We don't. We don't need to take everything from the store. You don't need to read every book in that bookstore over there. You don't need to read every book. Read the books that stand out to you. Take from the book what you need, then share the book with somebody else because they might need the other information that's in that book. You might not need it all. But share the information that you have. Share it with others. Because I share all kinds of different information about how to do readings, how to do stick readings, smoke readings, flame readings, smoke readings. I can teach you how to do those. But the question is when I teach you, I'm going to tell you, oh, you better do it that way. You perceive it the way you feel like you need to do it. Same thing when I teach healing. I don't teach you a certain way of healing, doing spirituals healing. I've got quite a few certificates in Huna, crystal, all kinds of different types of healing. I'm a spirituals healer, but I have all kinds of other different vibrations going on in here. There's a whole bunch of other stuff going on when I do healing. I'm directed to give you the healing from wherever that part of my vibration is connected to. I'm not going to work on your head. If you got head problems, I'm not going to call in the doctor from the spirit world as a podiatrist. Don't need nothing to do with your feet. Need something to do with your head. So the right doctors, the right physicians, the right healers will arrive to heal you in that direction. All we are is the channel. The channel to bring that through. Same thing with mediumship. We are the channel to bring mediumship through. We're the channel. You can clog the channel with so much junk that you can never get any information out. Or you can clear the channel every once in a while. I explain to people we should always ask our guides once a week, maybe at least once a month, just quietly ask your guides, is there something I've missed, something I should be looking at, something I should be putting together? Please show me. Covers all bases. Show me. Then don't just think that Spirit's going to jump out of the sky and slap you. You might leave here today and see something leaving this parking lot. Get somewhere else in town, you see it again. Then you see it again. It keeps appearing. It's repetitious. Guides have a way of doing things very repetitious in your life. Not because they can just, sometimes we listen, but sometimes we get a little stubborn. We don't. So that's when Spirit gets very repetitious in our lives, trying to show us things. Everything has a meaning. There's no coincidence. There's no, oh my God, it's a coincidence. No, it's a meaning why that's showing up for you. So pay attention to what's showing up. If you see something in your dream, and then in your waking hours, you see it again. You see it again. It goes up again. There's a meaning to that. That's why Spirit is trying to communicate with you. They're trying to help you. Your guides cannot lead you. They can help. They can encourage. They can't drag you. Unless there's something in your life that you have to get to, and you've been too stubborn to understand that you've got to be there, then everything falls. I told a lady she needs to move. She needed to move to Detroit. She goes, you're just crazy. I'm not going to Detroit. I said, you need to sell your house in 2 weeks. She goes, you're crazy. I said, somebody wants to buy your house, sell it. She goes, I'm not selling my house. 2.5 weeks later, her house in Deltona fell into a sinkhole. Gone. Personal belongings, everything, gone. Done. She called me on the phone and says, I guess I'm going to move now. I said, I guess I told you that I move. When Spirit talks to you about things in your life, it should be things that are happening in the near future, not things that have already happened, but they're trying to get you ready for that event in your life. Trying to get an event in your life. My guides would tell you you need to move. But it might take 6-8 months for that all to come together, and then you go, I'm moving. But Spirit knows that you need to start getting ready, because there's things going to be going on in your life. You can always change the future. You can change it. You can redo, reset. But remember, you still go to the points in your life where you were already picked out before you got here. You picked your destinations. You might say, no, I didn't. I didn't pick this, Lou. You picked this life. You picked your parents, let them off the hook. You picked them. You picked them. You picked your siblings, your relatives. You picked all these people. You picked them. So where you go from today, not tomorrow, the next day, but today, what do you want to see in your life? Spiritualism teaches you that you're connected to a spiritual vibration. You leave this earth plane, you're still alive on the other side, you're still evolving, you're still moving, evolving on the other side of Spirit. So, when you're here on the earth plane, you're still evolving. You're still moving. It doesn't stand still. Like the religion of spiritualism isn't like it was in the 1800s. We're not listening to raps in the walls and sitting in a dark house with candles, hoping to God we're going to hear raps from the peddler. We're doing other things now. We're doing other things now. We got people filming orbs. We got people with voice boxes. We've got all kinds of other stuff going on now that's connected to communication with spirit. You know, there's a thing in Europe right now, in France. They have waterfalls and different things with electric and lasers. And when you sit in the audience with that, people from the spirit world will come out of the water, look at you, and talk to you. That's awesome. So they have all these new situations going on now that we're evolving. Spirit, the communication with spirit is evolving. It's moving to a higher level. And we just have to try to figure out where our level is, that's all. Where is your level? Where are you going? That's what you have to ask yourself. Are you happy with your life? Are you happy with where you are now? If not, tell your guides. Wake them up. Maybe they're all on a coffee break. You need to bring them back into the office. You need to wake your guides up. You got something going on with your health? Hollering at you. I had a lady say, Lewis, it's sacrilegious to yell at your guides. No, it's not. You handpick them. Oh, you yell at them. You talk to them. If there's something not going right in your life, you ask them. Say, hey, this isn't, we're not doing this. Let's do this. Or better. I'll take better, but that will work for me. You ask for prosperity in your life, don't ask for just one little amount, just ask for that or better. Want health? You want this kind of health. This will work for you. You'll take better. But this is what you would like to happen, but you take better. Allow your guides to produce that in your vibration. It's only because we don't allow it or we do not accept it. We don't allow it to arrive. We question it too much. We tell ourselves, if we just allow it to be here. Spirit is not going to hurt you. They don't come jumping on you and dragging you into the ethers. They're here to help. I had a lady the other day says, you need to come to my house, Lou. I have a little boy in my house and he's got a knife. He's in the spirit world. He's cutting me. So you need to come to my house. I was as good medium as I am. I simply told her on the phone, he's at your house, not at mine. Thank you so much. I'm not coming over. Because when you get yourself into a situation, oh, I'm going to a haunted forest and I'm going to take pictures and I'm going to draw whatever spirits in that space, then you have put yourself in that situation. But you circle yourself with energy. And I always tell people, when you do this work, ask my highest and best and nothing else. Your highest and best. Not because you're asking somebody else's highest and best, yours. Whatever your highest and best is at this moment in your life. Ask for your highest and best and nothing else. When you're doing the spiritual work. You don't have to circle yourself with, you don't have to throw sea salt over your shoulder and burn sage and all kind of do a little funny little dance and do all kind of, no, you don't do that. Highest and best, nothing else. That'll protect you. Protect you for your vibration. Allow yourself to be you. That's all I ask. When I do this work, people get in this whole situation, they say, oh, Lewis, oh, somebody told me to do this. I said, oh my God, why did they tell you to do that? Then I have to untrain you. Untrain you from that situation. I don't want to have to untrain you. Follow your own path, your own journey for you. Don't follow a journey that doesn't fit you. So I tell you, don't follow that. Just because somebody said in a book or somebody taught you, this is the way to do it. But it doesn't work for you. Remember, what is supposed to work for you will work for you. If it doesn't work for you, I could teach her Huna. She might not like Huna. Huna healing, she might not like that. Might like parts of it, might like the whole thing. She's not going to take the whole thing. She'll take parts of it. I can teach you Reiki. I'm going to get a Reiki master. I can do that. You might not want to be a Reiki master. Might like all that stuff. She'll take parts of it. Same thing as spiritual healing. You'll take parts of it. Won't take the whole thing. You'll take parts. Take whatever parts of whatever you're learning that fits you. The rest of it, put it back on the shelf with the coupon. lose a little coupon, save on that. Leave it there for somebody else to pick up. Don't think you have to take the whole book, the whole vibration. Because if you do, then you throw yourself off balance because it's not working. And I've had so many people in this work get out of the work because they got discouraged. They're not in the work anymore because they got so discouraged they couldn't do what the teacher told them they had to do. Don't get discouraged with the work. The work is for you, not for me, not for somebody else, but for you. For you to have that communication, that personal communication, that personal existence with Spirit. So allow you to be just you. And I want to thank you.
We want to thank you for that, for sure.